What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle create space when sex isn't impressive or when the sex gets old or, you know, when it's not the end all be all. You're going to hit a certain stretch as an adult when you're not thirsty as you were for sex. Probably because you've probably practiced enough and you've gotten good at it, or your your sexual ego has been fulfilled. You've been with the women, all of the women or type of women you want to be with. You hit your number, or you know, you've experienced all the different types. But after a while, it's gonna get old because it's not gonna be impressive, you know. Because sometimes people get blinded by sex. And that's when sex doesn't blind you anymore. That's what it's gonna be. You're not blinded by sex because though it's sex is great, it doesn't. You're not gonna overlook the nonsense because of it. You're not going to excuse somebody's fuckery because of it. You're not. Somebody can't give you their bare minimum and give you great sex, and you just go, all right, fine. Who just get you? The head was so good, the sex was so good. I'm gonna forget all of the bullshit. It's not gonna go like that. You know, I talked about this before. You know, with with age comes experience and all that. You know, women who get digmatized, they're not turned on by a guy who doesn't have who doesn't have any responsibilities, but is fucking her like it's a job. You know, you ask a grown woman, does she want to have the best sex she's ever had in her life? She's gonna tell you yes. But if you ask a grown woman, you know, do you want security and great sex, or do you want just great sex? They gonna say security and great sex. So the guy that's just, you know, fucking the shit out of a chick and she's digmatized, so he's cool. But the guy that went to work, paid all the bills, takes out on a date, and fucks the shit out of her, that's the guy she's gonna want to be with. You know, and of course the dude who does all that, maybe he ain't gonna come with his A game every time. You know, maybe 7, 8 out of 10 times. The guy who just ain't got shit to do and is fucking all the time, he might be batting 1,000. Problem is, she got to keep going in her purse to take care of him, and that shit gets unattractive, and it's not a turn on, and the sex is gonna wind up sucking after a while. You know, that's the same thing with attraction. You know, some women, they're attracted to you, and you know they just freaks, and you know they the nasty girl, and you gonna love every little freaky little thing she gonna do to you. But here's the problem. That's it. You know, after you bust that nut, that's it. Can you talk to her? No. Can she help you um, turn your dreams and ambitions into reality? No. Does she have any good ideas? No. Does she cook? Not good, or doesn't. Is the house clean? Not unless you clean it. You know. Does she dress sexy? Yeah. Is that a turn on? Yeah, but you're going to get tired of looking at her getting dressed in the mirror for 3 hours. Because, oh, I'm looking good for you. Oh, don't you like this? I went to shopping for you. Like, bitch, you need to get a life. That's what you're going to really think. Like, bitch, get a life. Like, you look like a 5-year-old in a vanity mirror right now. You grown as hell. Like, you getting replaced. You're gonna be sitting there like Most Def, and the black delegation is giving away. We trading this stock for a homemaker. You won't fall in love because of sex. You fall in the moment because of sex. You be like, oh shit, this is a top 10. She is a pound for pound champion in this bedroom. And then when she goes, oh, don't you love me? Love you? Wait, that was just sex. Like, what did you think you did in this bedroom that made you think I fell in love with you? Like, what? You know, it's not that easy anymore because you've had great sex. You know. Plus, with experience, you learn the difference between having great sex and making love. Two completely different things. And when you have somebody who's accustomed to just making who's accustomed to having great sex, they don't put the effort in to create to facilitate a good relationship, a loving relationship where you making love. So when you learn from that experience, you learn that great sex is here. It's here. Making love is here. So it's not as impressive. You're not blinded by it anymore. You know, just because you had great sex and she wants front row seats at the concert, and you like, chick, we getting the 19th, maybe 17th row. We can still see the stage. Don't be acting like, yeah, I want to be right up there so I can see. Man, the stage right there. It's a big screen right there. If you can't see, you might want to get some glasses before we go. Some contacts or something. Go get some LASIK. You know, the same thing with women and guys. Like, it's funny because, sometimes what you bring to the table after a while becomes foreplay. Like, you know, if you come over our house and cut the grass, maybe change your oil, uh, take a shower, get dressed up, and then y'all go out, she's gonna be turned on by that whole scenario. Instead of you just coming over with the Netflix and chill t-shirt and some jogging pants with your dick rock hard and a half empty bottle of Hennessy. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know, anything's possible, right? But it won't be the same. Like, the levels of it change. That's why you see at some point it becomes hypersexual people become a turnoff because you realize that's all they got. Like, they one trick ponies. And you're only gonna look to them when you want that trick. Other than that, they can go on somewhere. You know. Uh, and some people do use that as an excuse because they have a low sex drive. And they say, I'm grown. No, this motherfuckers just can't get it up. But for the most part, it's you're not blinded by it no more. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't affect you in the same way because sex is a part of a relationship. It's not the end all be all. You have to bring more to the table than that. And if you don't, your sexuality becomes a moot point because it's just a turn off because you ain't got shit else. But we out. Peace.